Hello everybody, welcome back. We're going to have a look at Bitcoin, traditional markets as always, and a brief look at Algorand. But basically, Bitcoin is still meh. Yesterday we were saying that, everything's sort of basically just effectively sideways, looking to decide which way it wants to go. And the Euro basically wants to have a bit of a pullback. In my opinion, it still wants to have a bit of a pullback. We are looking at this on a weekly. The money flow index is, well, it's not very high for a normal chart, but it's relatively high considering how low it was and how far it's come over these last few weeks. So yeah, I'm looking for a pullback on the euro. One probably only to take us back down to these trend lines, maybe even the Bollinger Band center on the weekly, but probably not even that deep, not yet. But because we're looking for a pullback on the euro, we should expect the Dixie to move up and indices to move down. We started to see a little bit of that already for the S&P. So S&P now on the weekly here looking like it wants to revisit probably we're talking about 200 exponential, 200 simple. And if that breaks, then yeah, back down to the support. Maybe we form a double bottom, maybe we don't. We don't know until we see it. Again, taking all the profit around this candle body and leaving these weeks to unfold was my strategy. That is the Everything Balance 2.0 come to an end. Now it's a matter of waiting for the next major swing to take place. Yeah, sitting on the sidelines for that. I think that there is going to be downwards pressure if the euro rejects. And at the moment, it's not really rejecting. I suppose we are only looking at this on a weekly. We can just quickly have a look on the daily. It looks like a natural consolidation. Doesn't look particularly bearish at the moment, I have to say. And just as I said yesterday, I would be looking for a little spike up, really, before it gets shorted into. And then probably retesting anywhere around these zones, really. Anywhere around these zones. I'm not looking for new lows to be formed on this. Not quite yet. I wouldn't be talking about parity or anything like that. The chart doesn't suggest parity as it did when it was falling all the way through this year, basically. This time round it's very different. And again, we got the major swing on this. Anyway, it's not about the euro. It's not about. We're supposed to be talking about Bitcoin, but just before we do. USD, we're gonna have a look at this one because this has been the better one to find moves on the Dixie. And then look, I suppose I must have drawn this in when we were doing a stream or something, or somewhere along the lines. But this is the general vibe of what I'm expecting to see from the yen, which is also what I'd expect to see from the Dixie. This is a daily, move it to a weekly, makes it nice and neat and tidy. Well, perhaps not, but it is the 10 exponential that we'd be looking for on the weekly, so that's moving back up to 137. I remember shorting this top, people calling me crazy until they saw the profits, and then they were quiet. They were quiet all over again. So yeah, I mean, currency pairs holding the key to the next major move, I'd say, which is a major bounce on dollar. I'm looking for a major bounce on dollar, and a bounce on dollar means usually downside for everything else. But until that happens, we can still meander in this bearish dollar and this, well, reasonably strong euro and whatnot. And with that in mind, we shouldn't expect anything enormous for Bitcoin until we start to see that landslide from the FX pairs. Anyway. Yeah, it's basically the same as yesterday. We are meh. We've come back down to the 16,500 support. Fair play. Are we going to get a bounce from here? Is there anything to suggest that we will? Not really. Not really. No, not really. Not on the 4 hourly. On the 2 hourly. Yeah, we got bullish divergence on the 2 hourly and snaking up. So we could see a reasonable reaction from here that could gain traction and start to move up, back up to, it's tiny little moves, really, isn't it, really? But maybe back up to 16,600, 16,000, yeah, the upper $16,000 zone. There's really not much to it. It's such a boring chart. And to be honest with you, I will not bother talking about Algorand. I was going to do it, but what's the point, really? When talking about sort of altcoins and their setups, although the Algorand is actually showing decent signs of printing a significant sort of low at these kind of areas, let's not bother talking about it. That's what the live streams are about. And if you're interested in that, I'm doing one tomorrow. I'm back into doing the Patreon live streams. So if you want to join up, there's links in the description below. Patreon's a bit of it's annoying, really. I know they're going to change it. I don't think they've changed it yet, but normally it's better to sign up at the beginning of a month because that's how they like to bill you. So I suppose signing up now probably isn't a great idea. You get billed, today or tomorrow, and then billed again, straight away afterwards. So maybe if you are interested in setting it up, do it, in the 1st of January or something, or so at the beginning of January. It's only £7.50 a month, but you don't want to get billed twice within a week for the sake for not get your money's worth. So maybe that'll be something you can think about, setting it up around then. Anyway, I am going to leave with you there. There's nothing much more to say. It is a matter of looking at currency pairs, so euro, yen, and then indices, and then Bitcoin. I don't think we make a brand new low, this year now. It doesn't look quite that dramatic, although the S&P has dropped down below that area. It's only got $83, $100 to go before a potential decent bounce anyway. So I'm not looking for anything massive or major, but yeah, it's not looking incredibly bullish. However, I think if anything, the next biggest move in the short term is likely to be a bounce to the up. And that would be generated from S&P and maybe a temporary rejection on dollar before the next major move, which would be an enormous bounce for the dollar. But I still don't believe that that's going to be a bounce that will form a recovery for the dollar back up to its previous highs of this year. So let's not get things mistaken. I'm talking about short term upside on everything. Maybe to the tune of 10%, but then once that bounce has finished on everything, the dollar should start to regain a bit of strength, and we might start to see new lows on at least Bitcoin, perhaps not for traditional markets, but we'll see. It's anything is possible right now, especially in a market which is stagnant and driven mostly by FX pairs, which look like they are about to change direction in over the next few weeks. Right, thank you for watching. Hope that was interesting. If not, please let me know. If it was interesting, let me know. I need some comments for the algorithm, guys. Just say something. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.